I had to defend you not being a Disney adult so bad to my friend. That's great. That's great. I think I often am because I like the parks or whatever. That Disney adult that's just annoying to me. Like, you can be an adult and enjoy the parks. Like, I don't know why we have to brand each other all the time with labels. It's so annoying. But no, my fascination has always been the operations and the design work of the parks. Like, from my earliest age, I have been both fascinated from a right and left side of brain of the operations that run the behemoth that is this park, and then the design work that goes into making it enjoyable and makes people want to go and makes people want to have fun with their friends and stuff, and friends and family and stuff like that. It's when I can't remember how old, but I remember saying, oh, you're supposed to get a job, I guess, when you're, I was probably 9 or 8, and people were talking about jobs, and I'm like, well, gosh dang, I guess it's pretty soon I'm gonna have to get myself a job, and would sure like to actually do something I enjoy. And I was like, what do I enjoy? I like going to Disneyland with my family. And I'm like, I will work there. It's like, I will drive the train and the monorail, and I'll make characters. That was my 8-year-old when I realized, like, I sure need to think of something I'm gonna do when I grow up. And then I found out about the people who create the parks, like the Imagineers, and I'm sold. I was like freaking sold. When my uncle told me what Imagineer was, I was sold. And I grabbed my paper. I grabbed some paper. And I designed an entire, and I'm not even joking, on a plane ride home, I designed a very detailed plan for an Aladdin attraction, like a vehicle for Magic Kingdom's version of Toontown, because back in that day, the Jolly Trolley still operated at Disneyland. And I'm like, why didn't they have a cool Jolly Trolley? Well, I should design my own version of a Jolly Trolley for this place. And it was because it was like Mickey's farm or whatever it was. It wasn't Toontown. It was like Mickey's State Fair barn, whatever it was. But I designed this like truck. It was like a barn truck, and you sat on crates, and inside the crates were like cartoon chickens, and the truck would like wobble, and when it stopped, one of its tires would deflate, and it would kind of like roll off to the side a little bit. So like I just sat there, and I was hooked. I was like, I will design this place. I want to do something I enjoy in life. Then I got sick, and that got taken away, and then I was big sad. And then somehow I found in this weird world where I can make cool and interesting structures, similar to the dreams I had of becoming an Imagineer, to create beautiful structures and enjoy a bunch of sweet people and chat. My life story. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right. Where was I? I was somewhere. Where? We'll never quite know. That's what I always tell people, like, man, I was feeling, I've been more shot than I've been in a very long time in the last bit. And one of the things that really helps, and I always tell people if they're in that similar boat, is you have to like cut the distractions out and really hone in on the few things you really love. And that's really helped me in the last little bit, like just finding little things, like cutting out negativity, cutting out drama, because sometimes you just need your brain to repair itself, and all the external like shouting and fighting and this and that, you just have to like step back and allow your brain to heal again. And I started doing that in the last day or two. I've cut out a lot of like annoying distractions and like things that are like actively making me worse. And like the silence, you could almost feel the little worker bees in your brain like repairing things. It's like if you just completely shut out things for a little bit to allow your brain time to heal. I don't think we allow ourselves much time in this modern age to heal and rest, because everything moves at such a breakneck speed that you never just take a minute to like let your brain. And I've only done this for the last like 2 days, like cut out a lot of stuff, but I've like actively noticed there's like a slight calming in my brain, and it helped a lot. Just like cutting out as many like negative and like yelling factors, and it really made a difference, honestly. Keeping that up is actually is probably the harder aspect of it. But as long as you give your time, I don't know. I've really noticed that we don't give ourselves physical or mental breaks anymore. Like everything is so fast, everything's so insane that we just don't give ourselves that moment of peace. And I'm sure there are people that are, balanced and awesome. They're like, dude, I do that all the time, man. I'm like, well, congratulations. I'm trying to now. Art is such a big one. If you want to calm the the chaos of the mind and the world around you, just so you can allow your brain to heal to be stronger for the next fight. The best way to do that, and this is my mom's advice, was music. And then I found just looking at art you enjoy. So like music and art, it helps. Also just not beating yourself up. I think, and I do that. So I very much understand it. But like when you're not at your 100% and you're mad at yourself, you're like, stupid dum-dum, get going. And it's like, that is legitimately the worst possible thing you could do.